What's up, Brew World? It's the California Brew Brothers out here in California. This is Chris.
And Jason.
So, before we get started on the beer today, I've got a story for you.
Funny.
So, I'm driving, just like down the street in my car. And thought, you know what? I'll have a beer tonight.
It is National Beer Day.
National Beer Day. Sudsy Saturday, yep, and National Beer Day.
Mm-hmm.
So I stop into the liquor store and I walk in and there's a couple guys. One guy's looking at the cooler, checking things out, and I'm like, that guy looks familiar. Why do I know this guy? And it took my brain a second to get there. And who do I see but none other than that guy?
Me. So I'm looking. I had a beer and I'm reading on it, and I'm holding it up to the light. And as I put the beer down, I see Chris standing in the doorway.
And I'm sure my wife thought we planned that.
Yes, she's in the car.
She's in the car waiting for me. So.
Hi, Kennedy.
But it was funny because we didn't plan that.
No.
And we had been talking about beer earlier, actually.
And I rarely go to that liquor store.
Yeah. So, but anyways, it's funny to us because we really didn't expect it. Had been talking about beer through text earlier, so on and so forth. So
great minds think alike.
That they do. And that being said, Jason actually found a really cool one here, and it sounds super awesome. So I'm gonna let him introduce it to you and tell you more about it.
This is chocolate oak aged Yeti. It's Denver, Colorado. It's imperial stout, and ABV was 9.5.
Ooh,
yes,
boy.
Sir. Yes, sir. So this should be a good one.
It's by the Great Divide Brewing Company. Mm-hmm. I've never had one of their beers that I know of. I don't even recognize the name of the company, so it should be interesting. It is an imperial stout, and it sounded really good. I believe this was aged in cocoa nibs, oak chips, and some spice.
Yeah, that's what it says on here. That's what kind of piqued my interest, that it was aged in the oak chips and cocoa nibs and has a little spice added to it.
And from the things that I read about this particular beer, is that it pairs well with raw oysters, creme brulee, and grilled New York strip, and that actually sounds super delicious.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then we found the date that it was bottled.
Oh, that's right. Do you remember?
Was it it was January of 17.
Yep, January last year is when they bottled this, so they've been aging it for well over a year now. So
should be a good.
Should we should have bought two and put one in the fridge for the next couple of years, like a time capsule.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Let's try it.
A little fancy wrapper on it, so.
Yeah, so
aluminum foil.
Hoping and praying on that. Last time we had a fancy wrapper, we had it was a wax top actually, and it was just a whole debacle. Jason cut his finger trying to get into it, and then the beer just wasn't good. So hopefully this fancy wrapper beer will make up for that one. But there it is there. Great minds drink alike.
Is that what it says?
Yeah.
And I just said great minds think alike. I didn't see that.
Well, that's what we're talking about, Thad, Christian, Andy, Catfish.
It's a sign.
It's a sign.
Look at the head on mine. Look what I did.
That is a dark. You want some beer with your head over there?
Oh Lord.
Wow, this is that's dark, man. That's midnight. That's midnight black. I can't.
So Chris and I have been doing IPAs for a little while. So we got on the IPAs. So we're trying to get back more on the darker beers. And Chris likes a certain word, and I'm gonna let him use it. What is that beer?
What do you mean?
What
the
is
color?
It? Yeah.
Water oil black.
Is it opaque?
Opaque. Forgot about that word. That's a good word. Use it. Use it today. 3 times and you won't.
But yeah, it's completely black. You cannot see through it. Motor oil black.
It's the darkest beer I think I've ever seen.
I think so too.
All I can actually see are the white bubbles coming from the bottom. That's it.
Yeah. Oh. Tannish, dark tannish head.
Yeah. Dirty. Yeah. You got for an aroma. You get strong chocolate.
Chocolate, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm getting sweet.
Now, a little sub note here on this particular beer is we didn't realize this actually until we read it a little while ago. minus what you would have in an imperial stout, and we'll get into some of the flavors here in a minute. It says it has a dash, we'll see, sprinkly dash, of cayenne pepper. So, I like hot stuff. I've had 1 or 2 beers with some heat on them that were decent beers. Couldn't drink too many of them, but it was an interesting new kind of flavor. So we'll see if this is going to be good, first off. And 2, is it worth a second go around? Because, I know you're not necessarily a fan of the heat beers, that have that in them.
As long as it's a dash.
A dash.
Yeah, then we're good. But
a dash.
Yeah.
A dash of bucket.
Yeah, where they accidentally spilled the thing in there. Oops.
This one's Jason Wyatt's.
Yeah. We'll douse that up pretty good.
All right, you ready to get our Sudsy Saturday on?
I'm ready. It's National Beer Day, baby.
I hope you guys are having a beer with us. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
I'm waiting on that cayenne. I don't taste it.
I don't either. Thank the Lord. I'm getting that wood, that barrel wood taste.
Yep.
I'm getting a sweet taste.
It's not very bitter. It's very smooth. Get a sweet chocolate, kind of like a gourmet chocolate candy bar. Like you might, I'm a fan of dark chocolate. So have you ever bought one of those? Not the Hershey's dark chocolate, but if you buy like the special candy bars in the special section of the candy area where it's like 75% dark cocoa or something. It's kind of chalky when you eat it. This isn't so much chocolate, but the taste is the same.
When you get another drink, when it goes down the back of your throat, I feel like I'm getting the spice a little bit.
That's kind of what the bottle said too. Is it was at the end.
But I didn't even know that.
I've taken 2 sips. Let me take a sip and just drink it real quick. Let's see if I can get it.
I'm getting a dash of. I use dash now since we use dash. I'm getting a little bit of vanilla too. So you get vanilla, chocolate, and you get the barrel aged, which is phenomenal. The barrel aged aspect, the wood, you can taste it.
I agree with everything that Jason said.
Did you get it?
As far as the cayenne though, so if I take a gulp and just you go like you're slamming a quick drink down, as opposed to sip it down, I get almost like a kickback there.
It's right. I mean, it's not all. It's not completely in the back too. It's like right before the back, then all the way down is when I'm getting it.
And now I kind of feel like there is something sitting there, but I guess my expectation with some of the beers I've had, they were hot. Yeah, I mean, you taste it and you were just like, I don't know if I want another. But now as I kind of breathe out, now I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
Well, and it's not really hot as much for me as it is
It lets you know it's there.
It lets you know it's there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good though.
It's very good.
It's good.
I can deal with that kind of heat. Now I can't deal with that one we had that was and it's just that it was the taste of it. It wasn't so much the hotness from it or the heat.
Right.
It was just the taste of it that I didn't care for. But this I can deal with. It's get that little bit because you're used to the barrel aged, the bourbon burn. I always talk about. You're used to that anyways. So you're also getting that little bit of dash of the cayenne too, which is good. It's a little bit they throw in there, which is good.
Yeah, I think had they done any more, they probably would have overdone it.
I
You'd
agree.
have had that sitting back there, and it would have been kind of irritating,
Yep.
One of the things it also said that it paired with was chocolate raspberry mousse, and I can see that. I'm not a fan. I know people out there have pizza with beer, or they have pretzels with beer. It's like typical. I personally don't like to drink my beer with any kind of food. I like to just drink my beer. This tastes
either before or after. Yeah, I can do it for dessert. If it's really a dessert beer, I can have it after. So.
Right, but at the same time, I'm not a fan. But I can understand the pairing for some of the things we read. But yeah, I mean, if you're into imperial stouts, if you're into the chocolatey flavor, like I said, a tiny bit of heat they got on there is good. Excuse me. This is good beer. I like it.
They had actually a couple there by this one. Same company. Excuse me. The Great Divide Brewing Company. They had an oatmeal, and I kind of talked to the guy about it and asked him what kind of the word on the street was, which is kind of the better one and he couldn't really tell me a lot. That guy was pretty knowledgeable down there too. So
Yes.
he couldn't tell me a lot about the oatmeal stout, but he said that this one kind of hit on all the cylinders of what I was looking for. So, and it did. It's really good.
Funny side note, talking about the word on the street. I actually was in Chicago. I was about 19 years old, and no joke, true story. Me and my buddy are walking down the street, and there's a little alleyway, and this dude's standing there, and he has a trench coat on, and he says, "Hey, what are you guys looking for?" And we just kind of looked at him like, "Huh?" And he literally opens one side of his jacket, and he has gold chains hanging. He's like, "You guys want to buy gold
This
chains?"
reminds me of Coming to America.
I'm not even kidding you.
Toothbrushes. Or he opens the jacket.
Yeah. I mean, he was selling them for like $60, and they were probably $100 chains, whatever. My buddy tried to talk him down to like $5, but he wasn't having it. I just thought it was funny, word on the street, but whatever.
You want some candy,
You want
little
some,
boy?
come on. Is that Herbert from
Yeah.
Family Guy? Yeah. So on this one for rating, would you like to go first?
Be my guest, because you are my guest.
Be our guest, be our guest, put
Do
our
a
service
review
to the
tonight.
test. There you go.
I like that one.
That was good.
That's
I'm easily going to go 8.5 on this.
right.
It's a good flavored beer. I could definitely have a second one. Drink responsibly. It's a 9.5. It's
Yes.
probably going to sneak up on you.
Definitely.
What do you think?
Hey, what it says was in there is in there.
Agreed.
And Chris and I, we're both IPA guys. Since we've been on the MBR page, we've kind of expanded our horizons. And we started doing the porters, the imperial stouts, the barrel age. So we're kind of with the barrel age as Thad and Christian are with the IPA. So it's kind of a cool little swap there. But
Right.
this, as far as barrel aged stout, I like it, and everything that they said is in there is in there. You get the chocolate, vanilla. It's good, but like Chris said, it's 9.5, so always be careful with it. I think one, like I could probably do one and feel pretty good. That's a good night right there.
I bet, yeah.
So with that being said, for an imperial stout with everything in there, I'm going to go an 8.6 is what I'm going to go. Very well put together beer, and it gets extra points for everything that's in there.
I agree. Good score. So if you guys like this type of thing, check it out. This one is out of Denver, Colorado, so I do not know their distribution, but it is the Great Divide Brewing Company. You can probably go on their website and find out if you can get this in your area. But that being said, if you like Jason and I's review, give us a thumbs up, share us, check out MBR's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and do a review. We're still waiting on the reviews. Let's do it. Jason and I are back. California Brew Brothers.
Do a video. If you don't want to do a video, just write it out. I did one earlier. I was waiting on this guy to get here, and I did an awesome. If you go back and read it, I did an awesome IPA. I'll let you. I'm not going to give it away. So go back and read it. It was a very good IPA.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing your reviews. So do them. Do them now.
That was a good one.
Get through the chopper.
Hey,
Maria.
happy beer day.
Happy beer day.
National Beer Day. Cheers, Brew Crew.
Cheers.